Hey there internets, I'm Michael and this is Toucan Play That Game. And it is 3 weeks till the UK Games Expo happening in Birmingham from the 3rd to the 5th of June. I'm really excited to be going and I hope to see a lot of you there. And hopefully you're excited too and are actually going. So this video I'm going to talk a bit about some of my top picks that I think people will be interested in that are happening at the expo. So this isn't the seminars and the events, you know, if you are interested in those things, there's tons about those on the Games Expo's website. You know, there's listings, everything, you can go there, you can book tickets and whatnot. No, what I'm talking about is what the publishers are bringing to their desks, to their tables, to their stands, what to look for when you go to that trade hall. So let's make a start. So this is just going to be alphabetical order. I'm not going to do it in order of preference or anything like that. So first up we have Backspindle Games, who are at stand C7. And game to really look for here is Codinca. Now, I have recently done a review of this because they did send the game to me to review, and it will be launching and first be available at the expo. So that's really good. This will be your first chance to get this game, will be at the expo itself. And on top of that, they are having a tournament on the Saturday. So if you do check the game out and like it, you can go and participate in their tournament. I have no idea what the prizes are. I'm in no way affiliated with it. So yeah, I mean, if you want to know more about the game, do check out my review. That'll show you everything you need to know, hopefully. Next, we have Boardgame Extras, which is stand C20. Now, Boardgame Extras is actually a shop that sells all sorts of extras for pimping out your games. But this year they are doing more than that because they've teamed up with Stonemaier Games and they're going to be presenting all of their games. Most importantly and most of interest to me is they are going to have Scythe there. You see, I didn't back that and I regretted it. And I keep seeing now it's starting to trickle out. Everyone's getting their copies. And so I'm really excited to be able to go to Boardgame Extras and to be able to see an example of Scythe. Maybe even, hopefully, fingers crossed, get a chance to play it. Then on stand A15 will be Czech Games Editions. And they've got a few new games up for you to look at. They're going to have Adrenaline, which I don't really know much about. I have no idea when it's coming out. There's not even a Board Game Geek page for it that I've been able to find. I haven't been able to find absolutely nothing about it, but they're going to have a copy being demoed at the expo, so a chance to get pretty much a first look at a new CGE game. They're also going to have an expansion for Alchemists, so if you like Alchemists, you'll be able to see the new expansion ahead of that coming out sometime later this year / next year. And then finally, of course, the big news from CGE at the moment is Codenames pictures, and they will have that there to look at. It's not going to be available yet. It's not going to be available till I think Gen Con later on this year. But it will be a chance for you to look at that, compare how it is. Personally, I'm not that bothered by it. I'm happy with the written language. Codenames, and if I wanted to do a pictures one, I could use Dixit cards like so many people already have. But, you might want to check out the pictures one. You might think, well, the pictures that they've chosen to put together work really well in the same way they did with the words. So, ones to check out there. Then on stand B11 will be Dice Sports. Now, you're probably going, who? Because these are a very small publisher. In fact, they have yet to publish a game. I know of them because they are publishing Z-War1 Damnation. Now, last year at the expo was pretty much, I think, the first time they've been at the expo, and they had the game there available to play ahead of their first Kickstarter that was launching after the expo. And I was fortunate enough to be able to play this with my wife and some other people, and I absolutely loved it. I jumped straight on the Kickstarter as soon as it launched. Unfortunately, that then failed to fund, or they stopped it before it got to the point of failing to fund. And they then redid the Kickstarter later in the year. So this was around, I think, November time, October, November, then in the end. And it did successfully fund. So I am really excited to get to have another look at this and see what else they have planned for it in the future. Because the first Kickstarter it's kind of a comic book base. So you've got issue 1 was the first one. And along with that was coming issue 2. The next Kickstarter will be for issues 3 and 4, and they have already started work on those and have some little sneak peeks coming out every now and then. So I'm excited to see what will be coming for the future and see where they are with the Kickstarter being delivered for the first original game. Stand F13 will be Happy Otter Games. So these are the guys who recently sent me Creature College to review because it has just become available in Europe through Amazon. And I've been playing this. It's very light, very family friendly game. My unboxing, if you're interested, did go up earlier in the week if you want to see what's in there. The big news for me from them for the expo is that they're going to have a promo card for the game available, which is this super cute, happy laser sheep. Just love the idea, laser sheep, happy, you know. So if you like the game, there's that to go and pick up and speak to the guys there. If you are looking into the game, this might be the opportunity to go speak to them, see a bit more about it, and be able to then pick up the promo. Stand A2 is Mage Company Games, and they have 2 new games launching at the expo. They're both reasonably family level games. First is Carrotia. I really can't pronounce it, which is very much a family game by the looks of it. And then also the Cohort, which is a slightly older, probably more teenager-y game. Neither is hugely interesting me, but you know, first chance to look at these and get these. It's a rarity for us in the UK, so you might want to take a look. Then on stand C3 will be Medusa Games. And Medusa Games are run by Richard Denning, who is a big contributor to the UK Games Expo. He's one of the directors. He has a big influence, a big effect on it, but he is also a games designer, and he has done a couple of other games that I've not had a chance to try. But he has a new game coming out later this year. I think it's due out around Essen, and that is 9 Worlds. And I've been seeing stuff for this for over a year now. It looks really interesting, really pretty, really different, and I'm intrigued to see more about it and be able to try it. And I actually missed an opportunity, I think it was back in March, where he brought a prototype to my local games cafe, but I was unfortunately away on holiday, so I wasn't able to see it. So it'll be really good not just to see that game, but also to chat to Richard, as he is such a player in the UK market. Stall G8 will have Osprey Games, and you're probably aware that they are one of the few publishers already sending me games to be reviewed. So I'm very excited to get to meet the guys again and speak to them. It's been, I think the last time was over a year ago, when they were at my local games cafe. So they're going to have Odin's Ravens, which I've done a full series of videos for. So if you're interested in that, you'll be able to check that out in person. And I think they might even have it available to buy there. And then they'll also have 2 new games which released on the 19th of May. So not yet at the point of this video coming out, but they will be readily available before the expo, but you will then be able to look at them at the expo. One of which I have already done a full series of videos for, which was the Ravens of Thri Sahashri, which is this asymmetrical co-op game. Very interesting, very different. It is a reprint. If you're interested, you'll be able to try that. The other one they have newly coming out is Escape from the Aliens of Outer Space. Now, I'm still working on getting hold of a review copy of this. They don't actually have them in yet, but hopefully, you know, that will come in before the expo. And if not, I'll be able to check it out at the expo, same as the rest of you. What else? They've got so much coming up. They should also have demo copies of their 2 games coming out in August, which will be Escape from Colditz, which is obviously, again, a reprint, and Let Them Eat Cake. So you'll be able to take a look at those ahead of the August release. Then on stall A4, we have Pegasus Spiele. Now, there's not a lot at their stall that I'm personally interested in, but I think there's definitely things that may interest you. Firstly, if you are a fan of Istanbul, they're going to have the second expansion available for you to look at. Okay, it won't be available yet, but you'll be able to take a look at it, see what it is. So if you're a big fan, that's big news. They are going to have a new release, which is a game called Elements. It's not actually going to be available yet. It's going to be coming out again later this year, and it's a 2-player card game. I really don't know a huge amount more than that. I've seen some of the artwork for it. It looks pretty nice. I'm intrigued to find out more on that one. But yeah, you may be, you may not be. If you are a fan of their game Dwarves, they have got English language versions of the expansion being demoed. So you'll be able to check out those. That's for all the expansions. So that'll be good, exciting news. If you are a family gamer and you like your family children's games, they are going to have mega-sized ones there. So as well as having Mega Civilization, which all of the adults probably already know about, they are also going to have giant versions of Yeti and Mmm. So I don't know much about those games other than they're very much family-oriented games, but I'm excited by the whole notion of giant games and will be glad to see them. I probably won't play them, but I just like seeing them. On stall C7, Steamforged Games will be there. So obviously the big thing with Steamforged Games at the moment is Dark Souls, but I'm sure they'll also have all their Guild Ball stuff available if you're a Guild Ball fan. Now for me, I am interested in taking a look at Dark Souls. I haven't backed the Kickstarter yet. It is so huge at this point. I think it's up to like £3 million. The gameplay for me it doesn't look exciting, interesting, different enough, and there hasn't been enough released about the gameplay, and unfortunately the Japanese owner of the copyrights is being very strict on that, but they should hopefully have versions of models, etc. available to look at, and maybe one little boss fight scenario to see the gameplay better. But if you've seen any of the videos coming out, you probably have already seen everything they're going to have available at the expo. Then on stall E7A, we have Stuart Garside. So again, this is a name you probably don't know, and it's because Stuart is currently working on his second Kickstarter. His first Kickstarter was Ember, and that successfully funded back in November of 2015. It was a really nice, interesting looking card game. It is now available on retail and will be available to buy at the expo. I'm excited to be able to go meet Stuart, see the game, because I've not seen Ember yet, and yeah, find out a bit more about what that is, as well as the fact that he will have a prototype there for his new game and new Kickstarter, which is Eldritch. I don't know anything more than that about it. The Kickstarter will be launching the day before the expo. The Kickstarter launches on the 2nd of June, so you'll be able to go to the expo, see about this game, even potentially try the game, and then decide whether or not you want to back his new Kickstarter. Then the final stall I want to talk about is stall B1, and that is UK Games. They'll have all their games there on show. I think they've got several games now, 3 or 4. They've won loads of awards. They were really good and sent me Ominoes, which is their most recent game, and they will have it there available for sale at the expo. And I really do encourage you to check that out. If you want to know more about it, you can watch my videos, but it is this abstract dice rolling game. It's got this perfect combination of luck to strategy for the length of game it is. It's a fantastic little filler with some strategy in there. I love it, and I think you should check that out. So you'll notice there are some big names missing from the list who are going to the expo. These are all under the Asmodee umbrella, which in the UK is all managed by Asdevium. Now, of course, that means Fantasy Flight Games, Asmodee, Days of Wonder, and all the rest. The reason for this is I'm not aware what they're going to have on show, anything special. I mean, obviously, anything that's already out that's a big new recent release will probably be on show. But beyond that, I don't know. I have reached out to them. They want to basically have exclusive rights on any news coming about what they're going to have happening at the expo. So you'll need to keep an eye on their social media accounts for that news. I do know that last year, Asmodee and Days of Wonder were both doing goodie bags of promos if you got there quick enough and early enough in the day. I would love for them to be doing that again, and hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to get one myself. So that is my thoughts on things that I think everyone else should be interested in and checking out at the UK Games Expo in 2016. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. Of course, if you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. Also, do take a look at us on social media. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.